Hey friends, welcome back to Rita Talks. I'm Rita, and on this YouTube channel, I just share some of the thoughts, ideas that I've been thinking about, some of the things that have been happening in my life. And in today's video, first of all, I have some good news. This project that I've been working on for forever is finally in production. I mean, I still have a few action items that I need to do, but it's such a big relief that most of it is done, and like basically in our weekly report, like I was just writing done, done, done. It just felt so good for it to reach that stage finally after so much friction. And that means that I can, like, my mind is now a bit more free to think about other tasks and other projects and other ideas, because this project has taken up so much mental bandwidth, not because of how hard it is to work on, but just how much friction there was for getting it to the all the way to production. And yeah, it was genuinely like it required lots of patience and persistence, and I'm glad that's done. And I'm really happy with having stuck with it, and like having persisted and having been as reactive as I have been whenever I got feedback and stuff like this. I'm super grateful for this opportunity to learn, because actually most of the software engineering work that we have, at least in my team or in the projects that I'm working on, is not how hard the changes that we were making, but like the whole navigating the whole process with stakeholders, approvals, getting the right people to approve the right things, doing the testing and all of that stuff to get the project through the line. That's the hardest part. And so I'm really glad that this one is finally over and off my plate, which means that I can focus on writing some documents. I mean, I'm going to be writing a retrospective on this project because it's been such a pain, in our overall project launch, that we need to revisit some of the processes. Like there needs to be some discussion with the team that we collaborate with in Seattle, and like all of that stuff, because like this is like a huge pain point to go through. And if we have to do this for every single project, because it's a crucial part of every single project that we work on, then like this is not going to be a sustainable way to keep delivering. Like it's okay for a one-off, and it's okay for me to go through all of those hoops in a one-off situation, but like doing this consistently is like just hell, because basically I'm wasting all of my mental energy on stuff that should be trivial, but it's not. And if we save time on that, I can focus my mental energy on actually tackling hard problems and things like this. So yeah, I'm working on a retrospective doc for that. So I'm looking forward to writing that tomorrow. Also, writing a few docs. Like it would be good to take my mind off this project, because it's drained me so much, especially that over the past few weeks slash the past month, like there were no substantial changes that I needed to make. I just needed to get feedback and iterate on that feedback as fast as I possibly could. So I spent most of my time waiting for feedback, and then like getting ready to apply that feedback as soon as I got it, so that we don't delay the project any further. So yeah, it's, even though it's like it seems easy, but it's like extremely draining. So I think that was the hardest part about it. But yeah, and we'll make this better. Hopefully, this retrospective doc that I'm working on will definitely help in that sense. To tackle these issues, and I'm just gonna try to be extremely clear about the steps that it takes to get a change into production in this specific domain, and like what we can do to improve that. So So yeah, that's definitely something that I'm working on, and I'm planning to you know, make sure that we have a process improvement in collaboration with the other teams that we're working with. Um, so that's good news, very good news today. Um, yeah, I mean, it's a bit underwhelming because like the last thing that needed to nail the like to I don't know how you say it, to nail the coffin. No, put the nail in the coffin. I'm not really sure how you say it, but basically close the thread off was like such an underwhelming thing. Like we just needed one approval for it to go through prod, and it was done. And it's like an easy thing, but it's just waiting, spending half of my life waiting. You know, basically that's been my life for the past month. But it's okay. Um, over that now. I can go back into like a state of deep work and flow parts of like my next few tasks. So that's exciting. I can't wait. So I'm a bit more optimistic right now about my job now that this huge you know pain in our butts is done. What I was thinking is that today I was listening to this podcast episode with Dan Sullivan, and honestly, like Dan Sullivan is like someone I admire so much. Every time that I listen to some of his content, I just come out extremely inspired and like extremely hopeful about the future. I just want to be listening to more of his stuff. I just need to remind myself to do that, but it's extremely energizing. I think the episode that I was listening to today was a podcast episode on the Capability Amplifier podcast, and it was mostly about AI. So basically, like this podcast is hosted by this guy. What's his name? Who's this guy? Mike Koenigs. Um, and it's been such a good podcast to listen to, and genuinely Dan Sullivan is like genuinely one of my favorite people to learn from and listen to. Like his wisdom is beyond measure, and I really appreciate it. Like just to be able to take in that wisdom. Obviously, it's not like something that you can do just once and then you can start taking it for granted. It's something that you need to keep reminding yourself of. And that's definitely something that I needed today, like just to get back into this amazing mindset of like abundance and all of the different possibilities that are like that we have in this life, and like realizing how much bigger the future is. Um, so genuinely excited after listening to that episode. I definitely wanna like pick up his new book, or basically his book in collaboration with Ben Hardy, Dr. Benjamin Hardy, called 10x is easier than 2x, I guess. I think that's what it's called. For now, I'm just like continuing listening to my other books. But I think probably as soon as I'm done with this half marathon training, I'll be reading more books and like listening to more podcasts than I am right now, just because of the sheer, you know, amount of like the sheer time and volume that it takes to be training for this half marathon. It's like something cool. I think, yeah, it's been kind of a cool process to get back into training, into running again. It's extremely draining, if I'm being completely honest. Like it's not extremely draining. That's like a bit of an exaggeration, but it is. It does take its toll at some point. Like especially I've been running every day that I'm here, so it's been a bit hard on my body, but I've been trying to like take it one day at a time and not think about it too much. Just basically do what I need to do, run for an hour or so, and like get the miles in. so that we can reduce our basically like increase our speed at a zone 2 heart rate. And that's actually something that I've been quite happy with today, is that in my run I increased the speed slightly more than I usually do, and somehow like that's the speed that I'm usually in zone 3. But actually today, for most of the run, it was in zone 2. So I was very happy with that. It's showing the progress that I've made over the past few weeks of daily training, obviously except the past weekend where I was in Paris. And I think that's also like a consequence of me giving myself a few days of rest and the opportunity to recover. So yeah, I'm just happy to see that I'm making progress. This week is predicted to be my highest volume week. But let's see how it goes. I'm just taking it one day at a time. Today I ran again 7 kilometers on the treadmill, which was cool. I think that's what I'm trying to average every day, except for my long run days, which are usually on the weekends. And I think I'm hoping at least to have my longest run in this weekend for the whole training period, because basically this is the last weekend before the race. So the race is like in actually 10 days, which is freaking crazy. Given that, you know, I can't realize that it's in 10 days, it's not that far from now. But yeah, it's kind of exciting. I try not to think about it too much. I try just to stay anchored in the present. But yeah, let's see how it goes. I honestly have, I'm just praying that I will be able to make it in time, under the 2 hour 45-minute time limit. That's my only goal for this race. So just trying to continue building my base and like building my endurance, or building back up my endurance. So yeah, like we know what we need to do. Keep running. Just take it easy. One day at a time. We can do this. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun one, I think, and it's been quite challenging. So yeah, I look forward to seeing how this turns out. I mean, obviously, no matter what happens, I'll always be happy to have participated in this race, and like basically be happy with this 1 month of training. I actually like this, you know, having like a specific goal in mind that allows me to push myself during a very short period, like very short, relatively short period of time. So 1 month is not very short, it's quite long if you're training every day, but it's been good. It's been a good way for me to push my mental boundaries and physical boundaries. So yeah, just we'll see how it goes. Let's just keep going, keep doing our thing, keep just training and all of that stuff, and hopefully we'll see we'll be able to make it under that 2 hour 45-minute mark. I think the interesting test will be this weekend, when I will be having hopefully 2 of my longest runs. So let's see how that goes. But yeah, also it helps that on the weekend I don't have any other training sessions than my runs. So I mostly rest and make videos and go to the gym. So that sounds like the perfect plan for this. So yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm just trying not to think about it too much, but that's exactly what I've been doing for the past 5 minutes, just talking about the same thing. But it's okay. It's alright. And yeah, also huge appreciation to Coldplay. I'm listening again to my favorite album of all time, Live in Buenos Aires album by Coldplay. It's like my favorite one because it just gives me so much joy and peace, and like allows me like to get back into that dreaming mindset and like hopeful mindset and like joyous mindset. And it's always a wonderful place to be in. So thank you, Coldplay, for your amazing music. Like you always bring me joy and like a smile on my face. So yeah, genuinely grateful for their music. You guys rock. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about for today. Thanks a lot for tuning in. You can click here to watch my previous video on the channel, so the one right before this one, and you can click here to watch my latest video on the channel overall. So I hope you have a fantastic rest of the night, whichever time of day it is where you are right now. Bye for now, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye!